We believe our death toll from this event will exceed 50 Kentuckians, probably end up closer to 70 to 100 lost lives.
Welcome to Today, and thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday morning. And Peter, we are waking up to a morning of really tragic breaking news.
Yeah, it's been awful news from overnight, a terrible night in the southeast and the Midwest, with these tornadoes leaving what is really an unfathomable amount of destruction behind. This morning, of course, our thoughts are with everybody in that area and with their loved ones there. This is what we know at this hour. Kentucky's governor has declared a state of emergency in his state, and speaking at a news conference just a couple of hours ago, said at least 50 people could be dead. In Kentucky alone, the highest death toll right now appears to be coming from a candle factory in Mayfield in western Kentucky. There are several other states also reporting deaths at this hour. At least one person died at a nursing home in Arkansas where the roof collapsed.
One of the 8 tornado emergencies issued overnight came from a rare quad-state tornado, which means that one tornado, just one, spanned 4 states and traveled more than 200 miles in Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, and Kentucky. And there are fears that this deadly weather may not be over yet. We are going to speak to Kentucky's governor in just a moment, but we do want to begin with NBC's Morgan Chesky, who has been tracking the devastation overnight. Morgan, good morning to you.
Yeah, Peter, Kristen, good morning, and it will be.
We're following breaking news overnight where we saw severe storms and tornadoes causing deaths across the Midwest and in parts of the South. Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear says at least 50 people have died in Kentucky from the overnight tornadoes, but that number could end up being closer to 70 to 100 lives lost. In St. Louis, first responders say at least 3 people had to be pulled from collapsed structures. You can see here homes damaged and trees and power lines knocked down by the powerful winds. This morning, we heard an update from the Kentucky governor.
We believe our death toll from this event will exceed 50 Kentuckians, probably end up closer to 70 to 100 lost lives. Remember, each of these are children of God, irreplaceable to their families and to their communities. We will make it through this. We will rebuild. We are strong, resilient people.
And in Arkansas, at least one person is dead and several.
One of the things students love about culinary school online with the Scopier is the toolkit.
Our storms were part of a massive storm system that moved across the Midwest and the South.
It brought hail, rain, and more than 50 tornadoes that have been reported. Some 60 million Americans are on alert for severe weather across 12 states today. Now, luckily, Arkansas is not one of them. Here's the report from CBS News reporter Bradley Blackburn.
2 tornadoes on the ground. Side-by-side tornadoes were seen on the ground in Iowa Friday. Some of the dozens of possible twisters reported to the National Weather Service from a storm system that struck a huge swath of the country. In Little Rock, Arkansas, eyewitnesses recorded a large tornado as it moved toward buildings in the middle of the afternoon.
Still a lot of search and rescue efforts going on across the state.
Statewide, Arkansas officials confirmed multiple fatalities and dozens of injuries. Storms ripped through neighborhoods, trapping people in their homes and damaging this shopping center and grocery store.
Me and these 2 ladies here, we ran to the back, we huddled together, and we prayed for our lives.
In Belvedere, Illinois, frantic moments inside a theater Friday night after the roof collapsed during a powerful storm. Hundreds of people were inside attending a concert. Dozens were injured, some severely, and officials confirmed at least 1 death.
I've gone to so many shows here. I know so many friends who go here all the time, and it's crazy to think that the roof.
least 20 people are dead after storms fueled tornadoes across parts of the South and Midwest. The capital of Arkansas, Little Rock, was hit hard, and in Illinois, the roof of a concert venue partially collapsed during a show. CBS 2's Christian Benavides reports.
Eyewitness video showed a massive tornado funnel swirling through the fields of Iowa, one of several states in the Midwest and South pounded by deadly storms that ripped apart homes and businesses.
Right across the Deep South. Dangerous thunderstorms and tornadoes happening right now and continuing throughout the night in the same areas just devastated by that deadly tornado outbreak. This new drone video shows what's left of Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Roofs ripped right off of the few buildings still left standing, the majority reduced to rubble. Satellite images show the stark difference from before and after. A once sprawling town now utterly devastated. Surveillance video from inside a school shows an EF3 tornado sheer power. At least 5 people hurt in Georgia today when a reported tornado touched down there. That weather system is now moving through the South. Millions are on alert into the early morning hours. We have team coverage. Rob Marciano times out the new storms. But we begin tonight with Whit Johnson on the ground in Mississippi. And Whit, give us a sense of what you're seeing.
Lindsay, good evening. The scope of the devastation is difficult to comprehend. This powerful tornado leaving pieces of businesses and homes all mixed together into one big unrecognizable pile of debris. And this is what it looks like block after block here. The mayor of Rolling Fork telling me this town is nearly a total loss.
That monster EF4 tornado on the ground for more than an hour, killing. That monster EF4 tornado on the ground for more than an hour, killing more than 24 people and cutting a 60-mile path of destruction across Mississippi. It's there, big tornado, big wedge! AccuWeather capturing the nearly mile-wide tornado hitting at the worst time, after dark, with catastrophic winds up to 1.
Let's turn now to those devastating storms that slammed the South over the weekend. At least 22 people were killed after tornadoes touched down in Mississippi and Alabama. These before and after photos from the small town of Rolling Fork.
The destruction stretches for miles, from mobile home parks to two-story houses. In Georgia alone, at least 15 people are dead. Several are missing.
We were helping look.
Deadly wave of tornadoes that swept across multiple states over the weekend. The damage is immense, and at least 33 people were killed between Friday and Sunday. The twisters hit hardest over a huge area from Illinois to Alabama all the way to Delaware. One county in Tennessee reported 9 deaths. Arkansas has declared a state of emergency. 5 people died there. Deadly wave of tornadoes that swept.
At least 20.
Thank you. Well, a large fire keeps burning over in a port in Turkey, and it was caused when containers fell during yesterday's massive earthquake. It is horrific over there. At least 7,000 people have died in Turkey and Syria. Fox's Greg Palka is following the stories of survival.
How are things here? Death toll is still climbing quickly here in Turkey. Following a pair of powerful earthquakes on Monday. They hit the Turkey-Syria border region, an area already flooded with refugees from the ongoing Syrian civil war. Now, rescue workers are digging in freezing temperatures. In some areas, there's heavy snowfall, desperately searching for survivors in the debris.
Well, buildings reduced to rubble and over 3,000 people are dead after several powerful earthquakes rocked Turkey and Syria. The first measuring 7.8 magnitude. Several hours later,
Images of Myanmar yesterday afternoon hit by a 7.7 magnitude quake. It scattered millions across the region. Bangkok
Thailand, skyscrapers emptied, thousands ran for their lives. In China, too, shockwaves travelling across borders, a multinational catastrophe. The first quake followed by a 6.7.
Look out! That's a meteorite crashing to planet Earth. Dashcams caught the flaming trail as it blazed through the blue sky. Here it is in slow motion. And get this, the meteorite crashed into a house in Georgia. It came straight through the ceiling.
Had on noise-canceling headset, and still heard like a very, very...
Elf. Now that's going out with a bang.
You're going to see him come across the formation, and that's tough now for Siegel, the young rookie, because his eyes are watching all the
state of emergency continues in Turkey as rescuers keep.
Welcome back. Developing news. The death toll from the devastating earthquake in Turkey and Syria has surpassed 25,000. Rescue crews are still working to find survivors of Monday's magnitude 7.8 quake. There have been some glimmers of hope amid the devastation. In the past, they
More than 200 people dead, hundreds more hurt or missing after an earthquake in Haiti. This 200 people dead, hundreds more hurt or missing after an earthquake in Haiti this morning. The country's
Robert Saleh, and I think Saleh's going to end up, and I think having Renardo Green and Diamador out on the islands, being able to play man coverage and tight coverage, is going to allow Saleh to be able to blitz more, which is going to...
Rescue workers are searching for survivors after a major earthquake killed more than 100 people in Tibet. The magnitude...
And he's on Lambert Smith, and Trey Lance just throws this one in the dirt. That was not a good throw from Trey Lance. That rookie fifth-round pick out of Auburn is pretty darn good this summer for the LA Chargers.
Did you know that it's physically impossible to cross from North America to South America by road? It's all because of this piece of land, the Darien Gap, one of the most dangerous places on the planet that breaks even the longest road in the world, and an attempt to cross this section can be deadly. But what's the reason behind it? The thing is, there are about 160 kilometers of dense tropical forests, swamps, and mountains located on the border of Panama and Colombia. The difficult terrain, humid climate, and constant rains make building a road almost impossible and extremely expensive. That's why the Pan American Highway project failed in this section. The Darien Gap is the only land route for migrants who, in search of a better life, try to cross these impassable jungles, but not all of them reach their destination. The danger is not only due to the difficult terrain and wildlife, but also because the lack of government control makes it home to a large number of...
She said, wow, Michael. He wanted to He wanted to He just wanted to
A tornado tore through a small West Texas town, killing 4 people. There's been nearly a dozen tornadoes that also hit Nebraska, Wyoming, and Colorado.
Live from Waco, Temple, and Killeen, your news now.
This is Fox 44 News at 5:30.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Fox 44 News at 5:30. I'm MG Montemayor. Adam Hooper has the night off. Well, heat waves and tornadoes are causing major problems for folks throughout the Lone Star State. At least 4 people are killed and 9 others wounded after a tornado touched down in Matador, Texas last night. Fox's Casey Stiegel has more from Dallas.
While Texas bakes under...
Tonight, yet another Texas community is cleaning up from a natural disaster. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. It's 9 o'clock. 4 people are dead after a tornado struck near Matador. That's near Lubbock.
Tonight, the twisted and tortured landscape of Matador. This is what's left of the small Texas town, shredded by a powerful summer twister. Nearly every
Tonight, we're keeping an eye on another round of severe weather with a reported tornado touching down this afternoon south of Denver. This follows dangerous storms overnight in 3 states, including multiple tornadoes in Texas. At least 4 people were killed and nearly a...
Northwest Texas is cleaning up today after a deadly overnight tornado. 4 people are dead and at least...
Patrick, developing across Texas tonight, 4 people are dead after...
In the day's other headlines, a small Texas town faced the aftermath of a tornado that killed 4 people and ripped apart homes and businesses. At least one twister tore the image into focus.
A trail of devastation after a tornado ripped through the small West Texas town of Matador. 4 people were killed, at least 9 were...
A Texas town hit by a tornado, the first to pass through Matador since 1984. This is video of homes damaged by last night's storm. The tornado also knocked out power throughout the town. And bad news as Texas continues to bake as a blistering heat wave showing no sign of letting up at all. And Casey Stiegel has that story.
While Texas bakes under a massive heat wave, major damage is being reported in the town of Matador, about 80 miles northeast of Lubbock. A tornado touching down on Wednesday night, cutting a path of destruction through the town, leaving at least 4 people dead and several others.
This is Chicago's very own WGN Evening News at 4.
4 people have been killed when multiple tornadoes tore through the western part of...
4 people are dead, 9 are...
It's catastrophic. The town just looks completely unrecognizable. You are looking at some of the images, everything just completely destroyed. Looks almost like a bomb had gone off in this town.
Now to another developing story. 7 straight days of terrifying weather in the south.
A tornado in Matador, Texas caused massive destruction and killed 4 people, and that number...
And overnight, we did learn that at least 4 people are dead after a
Good job in protection. Good job by Carter Bradley. Just sitting there protection. Sky Moore, nice route. There's a little bit of enough separation.
Well, let's go back to the Lone Star State. Just devastating news coming from the town.
News right now, the death toll up to 4 in this tornado behind me near Lubbock. Now you can see the damage. Homes, buildings, and roads just absolutely decimated. This is in the town of Matador. That's about 88 miles northeast of Lubbock. And take a look at video as a photographer went into that town last night.
Lots of damage here.
It doesn't make this roster. It looks like Trey Lance is coming back out again.
As we turn back to our breaking news coverage this morning, more Texans set to begin cleaning up today after a deadly tornado struck the town of Matador last night. It's about 90 minutes northeast of Lubbock. I want to show you the damage throughout this morning. Officials say at least 3 people have died, several others injured, and you can see why.
All right, Jordan, thank you so much. Well, now we want to get to some breaking news in the Panhandle. At least 3 people are dead.
Breaking overnight news out of Texas, a line of powerful storms with some pretty severe destruction after this confirmed tornado touchdown. Town's mayor reporting that 3 people have died, at least 10 buildings destroyed.
This just in, tonight, tornadoes tore through Matador. That's a North Texas town, killing 3 people and causing...
Welcome back here to Live.
And more breaking news in the Panhandle, where a tornado struck the town of Matador, and there is significant damage in the area 90 minutes northeast of Lubbock. It's hard to make out, but these are some of the first images coming in. There is debris everywhere at this point.